It is January 26, 2019. We're here at 6215 Stresemann in San Diego, California, 92122. We're here in the garage in the laundry area, and we have a 1.5 inch clean out in the cast iron pipe. So we're going to go ahead and inspect this line, which will also connect and lead into the kitchen line. So this is 2-inch original cast iron pipe. As you can see here, it's completely open and in perfect shape right here with very little deposits or buildup. No scaling on the walls as of right now. We're using a very small camera right now because we don't know once we get to the part where this junctions into the kitchen if there's going to be a lot of buildup or if it's going to be constricted at all. All this 2-inch cast iron looks perfectly good right now. Okay, so here we have our T-junction, and this might be connecting into the main already. We've pushed out quite a bit of distance. We're going to go ahead and make this turn. I believe we're farther out than the kitchen, or this could be the kitchen junction. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and keep pushing down the line, and then we'll pull back and run some water down there if we need to. This is probably the T-junction to the kitchen. You can see that little bit of buildup in the line, so we'll see if we can push through that. There we go. But overall, the pipe is in good enough condition, completely functional, not requiring any repair or maintenance at this time. See, it's a little bit of debris there clogging up our lens, but came through that. Okay, so we're going and we're holding into a little area here where we've gotten quite a bit of distance, so we're going to pause the video for a second and run some water down the kitchen drain. Okay, so we have some water running right now. We're going to go ahead and see if we can continue to push beyond where we've gotten with this particular camera. With the water running. Okay, there we go. Okay, it looks like this is the end of our 2-inch line. This should be where it junctions into the main sewer. So we were able to get all the way out to confirm that this line is viable for the kitchen and laundry. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and leave our camera right here at this T-junction, and now we're going to go ahead and go inspect the main. We'll pass this camera at that spot. Okay, so we've now moved over to the rooftop here. Above the two toilets, we have a 2-inch vent for the back-to-back toilets. We do have cleanouts on the front lawn, but we want to try to get through the vent pipe here if we can, just to confirm that it's not flaking, crumbling, or falling apart. A little bit of cobwebs in the line here, so we're going to pause real fast while we've cleaned those cobwebs off. So here you can see the galvanized steel pipe is converting to cast iron. There's a T-junction right there that goes to pick up the sink vent. A little bit more cobwebs there. And we're transitioning now into the actual sewer pipe here. So we're now in the horizontal original cast iron sewer line. Oops. Camera's making a couple little turns here. We're going to pause the video for a second. Okay, so we're now going to push down these original cast iron horizontal line for the main sewer. This is under the slab in the house. So far. Okay, there you go. So there's our other camera. So that is the kitchen and laundry line. So you can see it actually travels an extremely long distance, that kitchen and laundry, which is what we thought. And this is where it dumps into the line. So it literally travels all the way across the complete house into the bathroom area, actually. So there's the T-junction where that camera connects in with the other line. So we're going to continue down this main sewer here. So this is headed towards the front yard of the house. We did go ahead and flush the toilets a few times besides running the kitchen water, so the house is vacant, but we wanted to run some water to show if we see any pockets of the pipe that hold water that don't drain out. So far the cast iron looks in very good condition, same as the laundry initially. Very little deposits or scale or buildup inside the walls of the pipe. Okay, so got a slight turn on the system right here. And we can see in the front yard of the house, the line actually does have to travel to the left as it's leaving the house based on where the cleanouts are in the yard. So on the left and right sides there you can see that little bit of swelling with that little, what looks like a little fissure line. That's essentially the flaking of the cast iron pipe, and it kind of swells in a little bit from each side. Doesn't mean that it's completely broken or anything wrong with it. It's just the typical corrosion that will occur on the inside of a steel cast iron pipe with age. Pipe still looks good. Okay, here's our transition to the ABS cleanouts that are in the front lawn. Cast iron looked very good. It's possible that maybe somebody had it hydrojetted and cleaned up, but it is in perfect shape. It doesn't require any repair or maintenance at this time. So again, this is black plastic ABS in the front yard. So there are actually clean-out access, so you don't have to go on the rooftop. But again, for this purchase, we wanted to see from the rooftop down across. So then here's the property line clean-out. So right past the black, you can see this is where this horizontal pipe is going to make a turn and actually becomes vertical to get deeper. So there it's going down is the vertical pipe right there. Now we're not going to be able to push this camera through there because this is a pretty stiff push rod, and that full 90-degree turn it has to make is usually very difficult. So what we're going to do is we're going to move our cameras down to the ground level to inspect the rest of that. But what we're going to do is pull back right here. We're going to go ahead and pause the video, and we're going to go ahead and move a smaller camera in to inspect the tub drain line. Okay, so we're now going to go through this small 1.5-inch tub vent if we can. And we can see already this does have a turn on the line. So, and another quick one. So we're using the small camera we use for the kitchen and laundry. Got a couple small turns on the system. There's, again, no guarantee we're going to be able to get through this, but the home inspector and the purchaser noted the tub drain was kind of slow, so we'll give it an attempt to try to get our camera through there just to see if it's just a typical hair and soap scum buildup, or if there's something else going on with some heavy scale or hard buildup, or even an object down the tub drain. Let's see some normal stuff right there. Looks like that might be already where it's connecting into the part of the horizontal line going across. So again, there's a good chance our cable may not push beyond this point, but we can see that the pipe is all open, as you can see right there. So that's the good news. The camera made it all the way through and running across there, so that looks really good right there. Yeah, we're not going to be able to get this through, but the line is all opened up through there, so if the tub just needs to be snaked from the inside to go ahead and remove a little bit of buildup that's in the trap, arm essentially. But everything else on it as we come back up and across here is open and in okay shape. Now we're back into the main part of the vent pipe. So we're now going to go ahead and pause the video and move down to the front lawn. Okay, so we've now moved over here to the front yard, and again here is the ABS clean out, and then there's a second one right here, and that sweeps back into the house. So we're going to go ahead and go down this pipe here. So here's that property line clean out that we had stopped at and looked down. So here's the vertical run on that. We're going to go ahead and now push our camera going down, and as you can see right here, this vertical stops after just a short distance and becomes horizontal again to run across. Okay, and so here we see this is possibly why the cleanouts were put in, is because there's a large root intrusion on the line. Most root intrusions usually block the top and the sides of the pipe. This is a little unusual that this one is blocking the whole bottom. Take a quick snapshot photo of that. So this one here is blocking the whole bottom, so that's essentially acting like a dam, and it's going to stop and hold a lot of paper and feces very easily to build up and then keep damming up until it causes a stoppage. Now water's obviously getting through this little web of roots because we ran a bunch of water and it's drained out, but this piece right here is before the sidewalk. We can actually see that in the sidewalk that they've actually done a new line from the sidewalk out. So the city redid from their property line out. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and jump over this big root intrusion here. So you can see how thick that is, and then you can see all the roots right here trailing across and growing down the line. Huge volume of roots. And now we just passed the clean out, so you can see this is the new plastic pipe the city put in at the sidewalk. This is called PVC Greenbelt pipe, and then this white junction right past the cobwebs, in fact, that is the clean out teeth that they put in at the sidewalk for their access, the city. A bunch more cobwebs, a little bit of debris on the face of our camera there. We apologize. We'll see if it falls off here shortly. It may not, but again, this is all new relined plastic pipe here. So this here there's no concern about because the city redid all this. Okay, there we go. We just ran across, and now we're in the large pipe in the street. Just trying to get that debris off our lens. Let's see if it'll finally wash off there. Yeah, a little bit better. So as we come back up here, you'll see here, So this is the relined pipe that the city did. So you can see there's actually letters on the top of the piece there. So they, instead of digging up the line, they reline it. The only part they had to dig up was under the sidewalk itself, where they would inject for the machine. So unfortunately, this line has that massive root intrusion, and that's why somebody put these cleanouts in. So we're going to go ahead and pull back to the beginning of the root intrusion and mark it on the ground to see exactly how deep it is. So here's all the trailing roots, very big and thick, the constant, and here's the big piece we had to jump over. So it'd be recommended to go ahead and just dig up and repair this, because it looks like it's going to be just before the sidewalk, so it's in a diggable area. Otherwise, you're going to have to hydrojet this out and then maintain it on an annual basis with both a chemical and possible, again, future snaking or jetting beyond that. So the cleanouts that were put in here are only 3-inch, and unfortunately this is a 4-inch pipe after it goes past the cast iron cleanout that we went vertically down. So you can't put a snaking bit in here that's large enough to really clean that out, especially because of all the turns. So that's why the hydrojetting method would have to be used to really clean out these roots in any type of effective manner to get them heavily removed. And that's why we're probably just going to recommend a repair on this. So we're going to go ahead and leave our camera here and pause the video. Okay, so we've gone ahead and marked everything on the ground. It's going to be somewhat hard to see, but here's the clean out we just went down. And then here's a little green paint dot you see right next to, and that's where the plastic ends and the cast iron starts back up. That's literally right under the other clean out. Then we have another green dot we painted on the grass, and that's the property line clean out where the horizontal line ends and it becomes vertical. Then that runs across, down and over, and that green flag you see there with the white little stake in the ground, and on the stake it denotes the roots. It's at 65 inches deep, so it's relatively deep. It's 5 feet 5 inches deep. So that's where the roots are intruding at that junction that need to be repaired or cleaned up and maintained. So that concludes this recording.